you will need a Phillips single-aught screwdriver that's 1/0 of the star varietal, something relatively flat and clean, and some fine abrasive. I got 320 grit here. The blade locking mechanism for safety and longevity is designed to be tight. As such, these laser cut components need to have, you never know where there's going to be a little burr cocking up the works. So go ahead and just give them a kiss with the abrasive. If you go all in the one direction, you'll get a real pretty pattern. This pair of castellated blade locks is what actually allows you to select the position of the blade by sliding this plunger in and out. You'll push this down and it will ride in these castellations. If there are any burrs on here, you're gonna have a bad time. These are the titanium blade guides. They come connected together. You gotta snip them apart and then sand off those little nubs. If you have flush cutting side cutters, that'll help you out immensely. Otherwise, just sand them off. These titanium blade guides will anodize nicely, as witnessed here. You can flame anodize these or electric anodize. I'll do that in another video. Now we've kissed all the components to our satisfaction, paying special attention to the moving parts on the left. We lay the basal platen with the notch downward to the left. Grab yourself a fastener, screw it in the end hole through the underside, both upper and lower. These will serve as alignment pins for the rest of the stack up. We start with the lower section, thin spacer with the notch to the left. Titanium blade guide with the notch to the left. Thick spacer with the notch to the left. Blade lock with the notch, you guessed it. Align the holes by turning the fastener counterclock backwards until you hear the thread of the fastener click on the hole, and then you can go forwards. These are precision, that is to say teeny tiny fasteners, very easy to cross thread, and you do not want to tighten them right up. Just get it in there loose. Continue on with the next hole, turning backwards until you hear the click. Then forwards. Do not tighten. Unthread the guide screw from the back side, stick her in front side. Onto the upper assembly with the blade retention pin bore to the right. This is the blade retention plunger. There are 2 of these in the kit. On account of you'll probably lose one, or if not, just let it roll around in your toolbox for ages until you forget what it is and you can't throw it out. It's in a fancy baggie. There's the titanium blade guide with the pin hook. Take a shot every time I say titanium. That gets indexed in that half hole and then goes into the thin spacer bore. Thick spacer with the pin bore. Upper blade lock with the pin bore. Align all the components in the upper stack up with the threaded fastener being turned backwards until the thread catches. Do not tighten. Well, there is nothing tighter than stripped. There is no need for these to be Texas torque singing tight. Pop quiz, what is the required torque on a size nothing stainless steel fastener? Fuck all. Insert the blade lock pin through the blade. Put the wave spring onto the plunger bottom. It will index. Index the plunger top to the plunger bottom. Depress the blade retention pin to slide the blade into the blade holder. Fully depress the lock plunger so that the selector groove indexes with the selector lock. As you get the blade in and you work to and fro the lock mechanism, you will no doubt note that you have over torqued the fasteners. So depending on the snaptivity of the snap action, you might want to just dial that back a little bit. Much better, but not perfect. Still tight in the middle. We got a little wear mark there on the basal platen. So I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to take the blade guide and I'm going to put a wow in it. This turns it into a bit of a spring. And then I'm also just going to lightly touch up that section of the basal platen. I don't want this all greasy, but I'm going to put just the tiniest smidge. Just like Astroglide. A little dab will do you. Schmoove. And that's how you want it.